Welcome, I'm Bill Wick. We're working on a set of tools for dulcimer players, and lately we've been working on the metronome. Our goal today is to tie it together. I think we've got most of the pieces at least somewhat separately working, and I think we can wrap this one up, I hope. Okay, let's see where we are. So we introduced these spikes. I don't know if my volume's up enough to hear them. Okay, that'll go away. That was just proving we could use our subsonic package that makes sounds. We've got the ability to set the numerator, and the grid on the bottom adjusts. That's 12, and we can choose 2, 4, or 8. What we don't do yet is the choice here should match this. So if we chose 4, it should pick the quarter note. Now you can't see these because the font we're using, whatever default font, doesn't support all the musical symbols for who knows why. Very annoying. But offline, I did my own, I don't know what you call it, research work, and I've got the 3 shapes we need, I hope. So let's start with that piece. Let's make it so that the denominator, the value of that controls which note we get here. Okay, and let's find MetronomeView, I guess. All right, so already time signature view passes back the numerator, but I think we should go ahead and make it pass the denominator too. So let's get this, and we'll default it to 4. Sorry. A family chain got started just before class, our session here. Okay. So we'll create this denominator. Let's modify this to take it. And have it save it back just like we did on the other one. So basically this. Denominator's an int. Okay. And we're going to pass result.numerator equals numerator. Okay. Let's get this thing put in just like we did the other. Okay, numerator index. Well, it's kind of the same thing. We'll just make this int. And this is denominator index is denominator range, first index of denominator, wrapped value. Okay, so we're going to find that, get the index. All right. Let's get this denominator constant 4. Okay. And I think we're going to do the same thing if they update the numerator. We're going to change that, or the denominator. We're going to change that just like we did the numerator. Is that going to work? Denominator range, subnumerator index. How about denominator index? Denominator. Okay. So I think that should be, well, if it builds, it should be refactoring. And that all I've done is introduce a variable nobody's looking at, but it's accessible at the top level view. Probably should have run tests first. I don't know if we did that even last week or how much we did. I always forget that step. I'm enthusiastic to begin. And I try to do that before the session starts, but I don't always manage that. Okay, so this is building over here. Good. And I'll go back to the metronome view, just peeking around while it's installing. We got sound grid view doesn't change, but BPM view should change. Yeah, I mean, how bad can it go? You know, it's like, yeah, I might have to undo a few things. And usually I have to check in, update the Keynote file and the to-do list often after the session. So there's one final check-in. So yeah, there's not much risk. I won't come over and make me wear a pig nose or any of those bizarre habits people have developed. Okay, very slow start though. Installing. I'm not sure if... Oh, it was a different one. That's why. Yeah, I had a bug in some other app I was working on, and I thought, you know, maybe it's something fixed in 18.2. So the problem I had was I had a sheet or a full cover sheet that came up, and it had a dismiss button. And the first time you used it, it was fine. It dismissed, everything was good. But when you tried to open that window again, for some reason it got stuck in the constructor of the original view, and it seemed like it wasn't updating the dismiss button didn't update things right or something. It's kind of a weird situation. Yeah, we may look at that this week as well. I've got one more tool I really want to get done, but I got this into the hand, so Apple approved it for App Store Connect over the weekend, actually 3 a.m. this morning. And hopefully at least one person will start trying it, and then I can see about doing a release. I need to push through. There's a whole bunch of stuff you have to do the actual release, so we'll do that too. But we'll get there. Okay. All right. So I guess the first thing to do, I don't know if I'd call it timing, make denominator effect note equal BPM. Okay. So I guess we refactored to make denominator in MetronomeView. Okay. And then that is BPM view. And right now he doesn't have a binding for denominator, but let's give him one. Okay, and then back in MetronomeView. Oh. All right. And he doesn't affect it, so it's just a non-$ version. All right, and then does this thing have a preview? Yes. He just needs 4. Okay. Cannot convert value of type int to binding of int. Oh, whoops. He's just... That doesn't need to be a var. We'll just make that a let. And these two pass in. Okay, so we'll run that. Will the denominator be multiplier? No, it really just changes which note is getting the beat. So I don't know how much anybody's musicians, but a time signature has a note on the top that says how many beats are there, and then the note on the bottom says, the number on the bottom says what kind of note gets the beat. So 4 is a quarter note, and so we're going to put that on the BPM view. Right now it's just, well, it's this text, okay, and unfortunately these characters aren't acceptable, so we're going to have to make this into an image, but it doesn't really affect anything directly. It's just kind of how you think about what the beat is. Yeah, I mean, if somebody says it's 500 beats per minute or 100 beats per minute, well, 120 in case I have to do any math, 120 beats per minute, and they say the quarter note gets the beat, well, if your quarter notes are doing 120 beats a minute, your your eighth notes are doing 240 beats per minute. Okay, so let's see, sorry, did I say that right? If you chose a half note at 120, that's 240 for a quarter note. If you chose a quarter note at 120, that's only 120 for a quarter note. And if you chose an eighth note at 120, then it's half that. Am I doing that right in my head? One side's half and one side's double, put it that way. So yeah, it affects that pulse, the seemingness of the pulse, but it's not going to affect the timing of it. 120 beats per minute is going to be the click, and you're saying I'm only going to play a half note every time that happens, or a quarter or an eighth. Okay. Let's see. So I guess I ran. There won't be anything to see. Okay, so let's get this thing flipped around to an image, and then we'll have to tweak that. So image, you're supposed to provide me there. Name should get the label. Okay, so let's do name, and then I think I just called it quarter.ping. Do I just say eighth? That seems weird. Well, we'll try it. But I'll start with quarter. And let's see if is preview worth our time today. And I'm sure we'll have to put a frame on that to make it sensible. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to do something for that. Oh, I shouldn't touch this while it's compiling. Yeah, I wonder about that, actually. Well, that looks really ugly. Why is that so odd? Okay, so let's try that. Dot quarter. Oh. Okay, nice. And then I'm going to hide this one. I can't tell if I'm seeing the lightest gray line there. Yeah, that might be a note. Okay. Yeah, my images are going to be on dark background. I really ought to make light images. Okay, let's... I guess let's get GIMP up here. And find my asset catalog. Okay, so if I take eighth.ping and I'll select all. He's got some other colors in there I don't like. How can I invert those? Oh, good idea. Is there one on image? Colors. Well, it's an improvement, but he's not getting us there. Maybe I can bump up the contrast. No. Okay, well, let's try a different approach. Where's my Keynote file? Yeah, maybe that's a photo effect. There definitely is like 3 kinds of invert. Or maybe I can do it with one of the color editors. Oh, there's invert. Oh, that's all right. Might tweak a couple pixels. Okay. We'll replace that. That's okay. Oh, now I have to, just to curiosity. I think the invert we picked was the better. And again, I think that's okay. Okay, that's doable. All right, so I don't know, that I'm guessing maybe 40. Is that gonna, that should scale it, right? Well, that's weird. Why is it changing the background? Ground lodged. Okay, but if I do the frame, I guess I gotta scale him. No? Jeez. Yeah, image scale, okay. Hmm. Well, is there a scale? Scale effect. Okay, now we're getting there. I'll say 0.3, 0.35. And I don't think that frame's doing anything. Well, it's affecting that, but I don't want to break that. Okay. And let's substitute these, half and eighth. Okay, that's all right. And then I guess we need the text equals still. All right, and then in here, I think we just want to make a table. Denominator image. Two goes to dot half. 4 goes to dot quarter. 8 goes to dot eighth. I don't know what the type is there. Image resource. I'll put these in just to be kind of consistent. Now if I say a 1/4 note, well, we'll try it. All right, and then this is okay. Theoretically should not be a problem. Images that provide evidence. Well, I think we do. That spacing's a little awkward. Let me just put a border just to see what he's doing. Does that not have an effect there? Why aren't you building? Oh, they're the same size. Yeah, I do remember doing that now. But I don't know why the space... The spacing with the text just seems off. And it seems a little weird to do it that way. Actually, that almost would look better there. Well, we can get that with some padding. Yeah. Take the border off. Put this back. I haven't heard him called that, but in a way, it makes sense. I mean, we definitely would write 1/4 note, 1/8 note, stuff like that. Is it still using the original frame even though it's been scaled? I'm not sure what that frame is doing because it seemed to apply it to the background and not to the item. Mostly I just want to see if this is reasonable looking. I don't know. All right, something else going on. Okay, that's good. Now maybe my notes should be centered in their box, but I mean I do want the effect of changing these to not bounce it back and forth, you know. All right, well let's tweak those images then. Okay. I've got that somewhere over here still, I think. So really these two, oh, come on. No. The 1/2 and the 1/4, I think if I center them in their box, that'll be the happiest. Right now they're left justified in their box. I don't know why I keep getting that error. All right. Select. Oh, I think what I can do is crop to content. 73. Okay. Crop to content and make his canvas size 73 pixels. Center. Resize. Yeah, that's good. again. We'll get a little better look. Set the image as resizable. Well, I did scale to fit. Do you think that would be enough to... Oh, I have to say resizable too. You're right. Yeah, that's a little better. Just tweaky, but hard to know. Okay, but I find this a little bit, I don't know, a little too spaced out horizontally and vertically for that matter. The vertical, might be able to change the frame without affecting, but it's not resizable. Yeah, I know there's like the image will just take the size at once unless you do something, and I don't know if resizable is all that can do that or if there's some other way, but it's all tweaky. Okay. Well, I think that's livable. Maybe I'll put a little bit of padding on the right. Padding 12. Let's make that 16. Well, that changed something. I think MetronomeView set everybody at 80. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Let's do 48. All right, and then okay, yeah, that looks a little squished on that side. All right, he's down to 48 from 80, so that should help some. V-stack. That seems unnecessary. So that should squeeze things vertically, and it should put a little more room after the BPM. No, it did not do that. It did vertically, somewhat, maybe. All right, so why do we have space? So much space here, more than here. Sound grid view. Well, the old trick I have, for what it's worth. Oh, that was a little faster. Now it's going to be slow. All right, not terrible bad. Okay, so that looks to me like the BPM is. I don't know why there's so much space in front of the note. We don't have anything there, do we? No, we start with that. I mean, it centers by default. Leading 8, trailing 16. Seems like it's being ignored. Yeah, maybe I should do that in the preview. Yeah, I'll do that on the border of the image. This does not have that, yeah. Okay, so, well, I guess the padding is outside the box. Let me take that off. I'm going to try to the preview because we're just tweaking parameters. I mean, at least it ran. Now, why that image has so much is weird. Yeah, I don't know if there's default padding there. Is that vertical spacing or? I think it's the original non-scaled frame. Oh. That's an interesting theory. I guess we could check that if it ever builds. I guess I have to click report every time on that because it's definitely screwing my day up. All right, I can change the scale effect and then hopefully the box would stay the same. If that theory's right, the box would stay the same. And I mean, the border would stay the same place. No. Yeah, I don't. Let's try this. So I'm hoping it makes the note so big, but the box stays where it is pink, and then we can say, oh, that's doing that. And I don't know, the H-stack spacing thing, I'm not sure which direction that affects. You're right. Okay, so let's do take this out. See if we can do it with this properly. Yeah, it only scaled the content. It didn't scale the box. So that makes your theory pretty good. I'm hoping I can force it into, yeah. He looks a little squashed to my eye. Yeah. What is it, 73 by 130? Good numbers, Bill. Let's do width 30. 73 to 120 is a little less than half. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's... Well, that's all right. What is it? Scaled to fit or scaled to fill? I think the size is close enough. That looks all right to my eye. Maybe a hair flat, squashed horizontally. Let's try 25. Let's get this guy back on if he works. Oh, aspect ratio, content mode fit. I think, is that the same as scale to fit? And once again, failed to do it. Okay, I'll try this and then I'll try the scale to fit. Is there stretched to fit or something like that? No. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. All right, but let's try it this way. Scaled to fit. And then I'll make this 40 again. Just for curiosity to get my practice with these things. Well, that looks okay to me too. But I think I'll just take this smaller box and live with it. Okay, I think we take the border off there. And then the BPM. Okay, now that's looking all right. I mean, that looks almost centered to the number. Let's get them up to 100 or so. Yeah. Okay, and then I think this shorter distance vertically, that stuff's going away. I think that'll be okay. Let's take these off and check this in. And I think we can, well, I'll put that in my to-do just to not lose it, but okay, make denominator effect note equals beat per minute. Yeah, I think you're right. I think fill stretches it whichever dimension. I think it stretches the dimension that's furthest off. Whoops. Did I delete too much space? This stupid editor. What? Cannot convert value of some view to expected argument type binding event. Oh, I did lose something here. Okay. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, they had their own stack. I had they were originally just stuck in there and they took too much vertically, so I put them in a V stack for the weekly summary. But okay, make sure that's all looking okay. Now, why are you not centered? Metronome stepper. Oh. No. That's the stepper. A slider. Oh. I don't think we want that. I think we had padding 8. Maybe I'll make that 16, but this one's the funny one. I think I thought I was affecting this by changing that. Yeah, I had put those sounds in a VStack inside our other VStack, and just to isolate them a little. Okay, now the opening space. Well, I guess that's a function of this is vertically centered now, but that space is not. Why did that get so small? Okay, let's put that to 64. Oh, I left the VStack in. I'm sorry. Okay. That's the one for everything. Okay. Oh, that's why. Got it. Yeah, that's better. This, I think, could bear a little more width on the side. Maybe 48 wasn't so bad. 16. Let's go 32. Anything else? Can I just do one more try? This doesn't need to be quite so far away vertically. I'm not sure why that is. H stack. Oh, he's not in the H stack. Oh, I had a V stack around all this at one point. Okay. Yeah, why the preview is just such a troublemaker. and this. Oh. Sometimes the editor does the right thing, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes if I go and hit this, the end of one line and go to the next line, it fixes all the lines, and sometimes it leaves them like this, and some. Okay. All right, so this should be tied together. Yes, this is tied together. This is tied together. Oh, now I have no space there. Okay, a little padding on the right. Yeah, that's there. Okay. Oh, and the thing we've not done yet, I need start and stop buttons. Okay, so that's going to be on the main view. Why do you keep putting these lines? Oh, it's just still warning. Okay. We can turn it off. All right, and then this, well, I think an H stack. And then we'll have a button, I guess we'll make this start. And then text. And then another button. And I think that's going to be, I don't know if that's just called stop. Media. Play. Okay. Play and stop. I don't know if stop.fill might look, maybe play.fill too. Text.font. Is it font style? No. Oh. Dot. Let's try that. We'll see how this looks. Yeah, I don't know. The thing with one button is if it's got any responsiveness problems, like you're never sure if you've clicked it. So Yeah, the formatter there. Well, I'm using Swift Lint, so I think those warnings about spaces are from Swift Lint. But the formatter, I mean, I've set the setting that says get rid of empty space, lines with empty spaces, get rid of the spaces, or whatever the settings they have, and it does it most of the time. But just eventually, at some point, it screws up, and can't do much about it. Okay, well, that could be bigger. All that could be bigger. I don't know if the icon only might be enough. Let's make it dot headline. Does that work? And I don't know, let's see if we can get by with the icon only. Button, well, label style. Well, that's going to get filled in later, but well, those are way small. They're down too far. I don't know. That's as big of a font as we can get. Okay. Okay, he's in there. I don't think there's a larger font. Wait. Subheadline, blah, blah, blah. Large title. Maybe. But, I don't know. That gap looks bigger than 64 to me. If the others are 64, I guess I'm saying. Like there to there seems, this seems bigger. Okay, and maybe it is. Maybe let's put a box again. That was a very weird thing. Wanted to show me a yellow that looks very green. I may have put a padding on somewhere that is extending it too much. It's very easy to add vertical padding when you're not thinking about it. Well, there's some. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. I don't know. All this work to tweak these things. I think I should pull those buttons into their own thing. Let me check in what we have, because we did get the other spacing how we wanted it. Yeah, that's tolerable-ish. Okay. Yeah, let's check that in. So we mostly we got this denominator image working. I did a lot of tweaking of size and placement. Okay. Oh, inverted color on images. All right. So what would I say we're doing now? Is it timing? No. Sounds? Sounds I think we mostly got. The visual, okay, we worked around that. I guess this is start, stop. Okay, and let's extract this into a view. Ah, there goes, extract subview. Okay. Great. Okay, so this, Well, excuse me. I think what's clear to me is there probably is a player object somewhere that actually does the playing. Okay, and we're going to want to talk to it. We're going to say player.start and player.stop and maybe player something, ask it so it knows which one it's got. Is playing. Okay, and then I don't know, the player. Well, I'm not sure we're going to be able to test much on it, but let's at least get it stubbed in there. And he's going to have is playing a bool. Well, he's going to start false. He's going to have a function play. And he's going to have a function stop. And Metronome's going to need to own the player. I think you can just have one. All right. And start stop view needs to get it. No, he's got to be state or binding. Oh no, that seems like the player's job. Okay, we're gonna say start, and the image is player is playing. Then we want play.fill else play. If the player's playing, we want stop. How's that? Okay. Yeah, player's gonna need the grids, the pattern thing. And that's all the timing stuff. That's why I'm very hesitant to well, maybe it isn't now. Maybe it's just okay, we put in a minimum thing that doesn't do anything. So I don't know, it's kind of a cheating way to refactor it goes a little beyond what people call nesting or preparatory refactoring, I guess. But we have a new object called by another object and everything is just doing nothing. Now something's got to be threaded in all this too, because we can't be running the player on the main thread because then it won't be there to listen for the stop tap. Okay, I guess I got to take that box out. Okay, so I don't know, does that say it's playing? All right. Yeah, I'm not sure who's gonna do what there. I mean, we definitely have to make sure that's off the main thread. But okay. So I think we can start if we knew the beats per minute, that would do something, right? Because I mean, we could just ignore everything about the patterns and just do tick, tick, tick if we knew the beats per minute and had all that stuff working. So I think we'll start heading for that. And then once that's going, we'll put the pattern in. But yeah, we do have to pay some attention to how things start and stop. And I don't know, maybe I should just do the one button. Okay, so the player so what does he need to know? He needs the beats per minute. Interesting. Index. BPM index. That's really just beats per minute, I think. 20 is a very weird starting number too. Let's check this out. BPM index. Oh, no. That should be, we should do like we did on the other one, and you pass in 2, 4, or 8, and that's what does it. What's that index doing again? Oh man, the editor helpfully brings these back. Gives us the index into this. Oh, it's nothing to do with that. Oh, so 40, that's a BPM of like 60. Yeah, no. Let's make it an init. Yeah, I'm just like non-intuitive. So we want the binding to the BPM. I guess I could say BPM is binding event. Denominator is an int. All right. And then BPM index. I don't know. That still seems off to me, but all right. But anyway, to convert this, we're going to say, well, the way it is now, if you take 60, I guess, and you subtract 40, it's 20 on top of the 40. So BPM index equals, so I'm gonna fix it to be some sort of reasonable thing, and then we'll work on improving it shortly. Okay, so we're gonna take the BPM wrapped value, so 60, say, minus 40, and then I need the maximum is, well, I guess, do we have a helper for this? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the index is the right thing either. I think we could just keep BPM around, but with the structure we have here, well, I'm just going to take it. Yeah, let's just do this. So, whoops, we'll trust ourselves not to mess it up for now, and then we'll get it turned into something that's just that. Denominator is always 2, 4, or 8, and we somewhere we looked it up. Denominator is the number 2, the number 4, the number 8. Okay. Right. Okay, so BPM index equals yeah, I think this is making things harder than it needs to be. Okay. But anyway, if you pass in 60, you'll get 40. You'll get 20 plus the 40, and that's fine. All right, so who's calling it? Well, MetronomeView. BPM index is, let's call that 60. Let's rename this to BPM. Okay, and then this is BPM. I don't know why that didn't rename. Okay. And let's make sure it starts at 60. No. I guess that's why it didn't rename. Self. Oh, good point. Well, he's sort of just... Oh, no, he's under range, isn't he? Okay. Cannot assign value of int. Self.bpm index not initialized. Self.denominator not initialized. Well, cannot be applied to a binding event. I mean, that should be the int. Cannot assign value of type int to type binding event. I don't think that's right. Yeah, self is used. Sorry. BPM index not initialized. Well, he's supposed to be a binding to int. Maybe he just doesn't need to be a binding. Maybe he's just a var at this point. Whoops. Index of int. Okay, that seems better. All right, BPM index equals int. Double is get BPM index. Oh, this is the... you can't have sliders with doubles. Or ints, sorry. Okay, BPM index. I can still say range, BPM range. That seems okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Now we're setting BPM directly. Slider, BPM, slider, proper. Okay, range, count. Okay. All right. I think that's better. Okay, I'm not going to worry about those. They have a play pause button. Maybe that's what I should do. Okay, test passed, and let's run that. Most of that was UI changes, I think, so tests wouldn't catch those. Oh, I dragged outside the boundaries. Let's see if I drag. Yeah. If you go outside the phone, it sticks on this side. I don't know. I guess I picked it up. And I did it too fast. No. Yeah, okay. If you grab outside, it's just too far out. BPM is wrong now. 100. Oh. That's 40. Oh, the initial one. I think it'll reset 100. Oh, so we do have to fix something. Right value minus 100. Well, the index should be plus 40, right? Or should it just be? I don't know. Am I doing something? I don't even need BPM index, I don't think. I mean, it's not an array of. Oh, it is an array of numbers. Well, that's weird. Do I use BPM range as? Metronome stepper. Yeah, it's bizarre. Okay, I don't think index is doing anything at this point. Let's make sure of that. I think he's just in the way somehow. Okay, he's set there. He's created, but he's never referenced. So everything I did with BPM kind of takes the place of BPM index. Now, if I set the BPM to 60, then if I ask what it is, I don't think there's anybody BPM range dot count. I don't need 2 parens there. Okay, if I pass in 60, the slider is in. No, I think this should be BPM range dot. Well, I think he should be a range. Because we're not doing anything with the values in there. We never set them or anything. Okay, so range, BPM range, metronome stepper, binding index, var range is an array of values. Yeah. Setting BPM back was just a copy of the position. It wasn't adjusted back. Sorry, is that in here? That links us to the binding. Then this thing uses it and then sets it. So if you this $0, that's whatever double is coming in. So $0 is the double that you're setting this value to, this proxy to. And when you set him, he copies it back to BPM. But BPM is int and they want float. So yeah, now let's see this range thing. I think we can modify this to be an actual, use an actual range. Range event. And that should make that okay. Cut for, oh, closed range, okay. No index. Okay. Index is the maximum of okay. I think we're due for a break. So let's take the break. We'll come back, fix this stepper so that it gives us the value and inside this closed range. The reason for BPM index was to have the correct value in the stepper. Yeah, but I mean the stepper, he doesn't need range of index. He can just keep track of that integer. So we'll come back and do that. So 3 or 4 minutes and we'll fix this up. Welcome back. All right, let's make this value instead of index. I'm hoping it'll all just make sense and work. Okay, so the value, oh man. Why didn't you rename? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay. Well, we'll just do it manually. Value. Okay, that's a step. All right, so I think we're just going to show the value. And then the value is going to be the max of range lower bound. or value minus 1. So you can't set the value lower than range.lower bound. If you do, the max will kick in and it will take that. Okay, I think maybe I can turn those around. Okay, so value equals value minus 1, max, range of lower bound. Okay, now this one, we're just showing the value. And then value is min of range dot upper bound Okay, if you increment it, we increment by 1 and max it out at the range dot upper bound. That feels much better to me. I don't know. I'm sure BPM index made sense at some point, but I don't think it needs to. Well, that doesn't need to be anything. It can just be int. Range. Now this slider in BPM, I would think this is not needed at all. Oh, golly. I hate the duplication, but this stupid slider thing is doing it. Okay. Time signature view, range, numerator range. Metronome stepper. Oh, did I just screw this all up? Range of int. Right, because we have those as well. Okay. The BPM view uses metronome stepper, but the time signature does too. Range is numerator range. What I don't understand is why. Well, numerator I can understand. Okay, numerator range of numerator index, but those values aren't ever set. Sorry, we'll need to adjust the value for the stepper. I think I missed. Due to the 0th position at lower bounds. Yeah, I mean, if the range is 0 to whatever, it should get to 0. I'd totally forgotten that we were using the button in two places, but I think the BPM view is okay. But this one is not. Metronome stepper. But I don't think you ever used the values in there. Okay, cannot convert range of int. The range starts at 40. Yeah, so the range that comes into this for the metronome part is going to be 40 to 240, say. And so the minimum value on that range is 40, and you can set it to 40. If value 1 is 41 and you set it to 40, that's fine. If you try and set it to 39, it's going to turn into 40. But this text, ugh. But if you did this with the what's the other view called? With the numerator. MetronomeView, time signature view. Yeah, this thing was also using the same approach. The stepper goes from 0 to some value. No, the stepper goes from the minimum range to the maximum range, the lower bound to the upper bound. In this call, I mean, in the BPM call, the range is 40 to 240, so it goes between those values. But in the time signature view, well, this one's fine. The range can be 2 to 12. The range can be 2 to 12. But this one's different because he really wants to be the index, not the value. So the first index of numerator wrapped value. So numerator index, well, I don't think it needs to be anything. I think it just needs to be numerator. I think I created a lot of work, or putting these two in the same approach when one's an array and one's a simple number and one's an array of numbers. Our approach lets both those do it, but that's not quite what we need. Now maybe there's probably a callback we can do and give it. So let's get the numerator straight, and then we'll get the denominator straight. We're not going to get the sounds done today, most likely. Okay, but I think getting this straight would be better. So I believe what we want from the numerator is we should just be passing the numerator in. There's no need for this numerator index stuff. I'm going to take that chance. Okay, so now index is numerator, and he's in numerator range, which is 2 to 12. And this should be value, numerator range to numerator range. Okay, let's take this one out for a moment. And then numerator index, well, that's never going to happen now. We'll change numerator and it just changes it directly. So that's an improvement. So there's no numerator index. We do get numerator. We do get the binding. Yeah, we probably won't need that in the end. Okay. And what's your complaint? Return from initializer without initializing self.numerator, which I deleted, I think. numerator index. I don't think I need him anymore. Okay, so let's see our lopsided our lopsided thing. Well, okay, I think we can just pass a closure in that converts the value selected by the stepper to the display value you want. So I'm expecting the numerator but no denominator, and it all kind of works. All right, so there's the numerator. It's still connected in and doing its thing. All right, and the denominator's missing. Okay, so let's give it you're going to show $0 with, so this is a function which we'll add in here, a stepper, and then a function, display function takes int to string. Okay, and that's fine there. Okay, so BPMView, his function, well, same thing. Let's call this display. View and I'm surprised he's not complaining about, oops. He is complaining, okay. Okay, so now this thing, I don't know why he doesn't want to format. There it goes. Okay, so this thing, denominator index. Yeah, this one's going to have the index. Okay, so denominator index goes in the range 0 dot dot less than denominator range dot count. Okay. Missing arguments for parameters value, range, and display. Cannot convert. Ugh. Okay. All right, and our display function is, we're going to make a string. It's going to have denominator range of $0. Yeah. Okay. What? Okay. Just get rid of that. Okay, I'm gonna make this be denom values. I think I'll take the abbreviation aspect of that. Okay. Okay. Okay, and if denom index changes, which it will, then we should update the denominator value. Okay, that one has to stay, I think. Oh, 0, 1, 2. Why are you not displaying? Did I not call display function? I did not. We'll display the value. That's updating. Good. Everything's looking good. All right. Whew. Okay, not as bad as I was afraid. Okay, let's work on this player. Okay, so close these things. Okay, so the metronome view. Yeah, the code got simpler. And I think there's no way around the denominator one. Just it's got arbitrary values. I'm not going to make it aware of 2 to the nth, you know. It could have, I don't know. I'm surprised those other ones worked. I guess they were showing the index and not showing the actual contents of the array for most of it, but something seemed funny there. Okay, so to actually do playing, well, I think we're going to have to tell it what the beat per minute is, and we're going to give it the pattern eventually. He doesn't need to know the denominator. He doesn't need to know the numerator or denominator because he just beats at the pace you said, and we're the ones interpreting it as half note or quarter note or whatever. Okay, but we will need the BPMs. Well, will we? I think the player will. Yeah, I mean, the player's going to want to know the beats per minute and the pattern to do his thing. And I guess start stop's going to own the player, so he's going to know that. So I don't know if he needs the state for that or not, but let's go ahead and add the pattern for now. And we'll pick up those. So this is array of sound. And that's an int. Okay, so we need the binding. We need the BPM is an int. And we need the var pattern is array of sound. Okay, and we're going to ignore that. I think that button might look better with that play pause button. And then it's more of a toggle. Well, I guess play pause would be a better way to say it. If it's playing, let's use play pause.fill, otherwise play pause. Is that the right name? No. Oh, it is play pause or play pause.fill, all lower. Okay, and then the player just has toggle. Okay. Let's see, that's fine. Let's just see how that looks. Okay, I guess that will be okay. Alrighty, so player.toggle. We can do that much. Oh, mutating function. And then we're going to give the BPM and pattern to it, but not do anything with them yet. Yeah. All right. This is make player be a toggle. Fix UI. Okay. Now somewhere, let's see. I'm not sure. Yeah, this thing had play sound. And what was the other? Medium dot wave. Mid. Okay. Well, we do something else. Okay. So it came on. Wow. Yeah. So that's a good question. Should they be locked while the player is running? Yeah, that kind of seems nice, but in a way, it'd be kind of cool to drag this thing while it's playing. Beep, 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 you know. But I think a change can do that. Yeah, let's see what we can do first, and then, I mean, we can take. Well, let me just take this. I'm gonna get it. Okay, we'll play mid. Goes more in the middle. Okay, and that was import subsonic. No such module. Oh, no capitals. Come on, wake up. We still have it. Play volume. Well, let's just do this for now. Cannot find play in scope. How weird is that? We didn't do anything else in here, did we? Just button play sound. There's not much in these sources. Did we create a player? I don't remember doing that. If I did, I didn't delete it. Import subsonic. Just play a sound. That's what we did. Okay, we didn't do this, but we could. All right. Yeah, Verone is playing. Okay. So why did this work? Are you in the right package? Okay, everybody seems to be. Cannot find play and scope. Let's just do a rebuild. Yeah, preloading might be better. I think we'll get it going and then see how we think it is. So weird. Well, we had it in MetronomeView. No, I took it out. Well, it looks at it. It's still down there. Oh, but I guess I didn't look in the... Well, it didn't complain about it in the metronome view. But yeah, let's look and make sure. This is just a format of... You still have subsonic and DPN. Okay. Why? Okay, MetronomeView has play sound low.wave in the text of a button, which is what this is effectively being. Well, let's try it here. Yeah, I did one. Okay, so spike one's there, but play should do one. Yeah. Okay. Metronome view, I'll take it totally out. No button. Start stop view. Let's copy it down to player. Have I messed up with the name? Are there two players? Well, let's take this out just in case, but I don't think that's the problem. Well, we played low dot wave in the example. Right, I believe they were all wave files. Yeah, MP3 was a mid, or mid was an MP3. Okay, but that doesn't affect play, or shouldn't. View extension. Oh, view extension. Is he not eligible in a main? He's only in a view? Oh, how weird. Subsonic controller. I mean, that feels like the... Oh. Play function sound from bundle main, volume double. Right? This is all in subsonic. Well, he's in there. Oh, but he's not static. I guess I need a subsonic controller or player. Sorry, I gotta look back at the README. All right, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, it's something about they've only defined it in the view. You have to have a player in the alternative case, I guess. They put an extension on it, must have declared a player or used the static one or something. So we should get one thump from our start stop. I don't know if I can put the repeat count on here. Okay. All right. That did not sound like a repeat count of 8. That did not sound like mid.mp3. Thought I built it after, but maybe not. What? It is in mid.mp3. Oh, okay. Okay. Kind of all in there. Yeah, they're playing instantaneous. No sleep. Okay. Is it you sleep? End sleep? Yeah, I mean, I really need to do dispatch queue thing. There must be an import for this. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I can do that. Okay, let's get 4 beats per sec. That's at seconds. If you slip 1 second, you get 60. So half, you get 120. So let's do half. Oh, I forget how you do these. Yeah, if I do try await, I gotta. Yeah. Okay. No. No, still not gonna do it. Just trying to get something that'll do some sort of repeated thing. A little annoying, I think it's going to be. I have 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Nope, I counted off. Okay, yeah, that's much faster. Well, I don't want to play them all. We are making you choose one at a time. And I think 8 would be plenty. That is very bizarre. I think that mid sound is not quite kosher. Yeah, that was the MP3, so maybe there's something funny with that. Huh, I'm only getting the one. Okay, something's weird. I think we'll leave it at that. Now, player 1 seemed pretty happy playing all that. I counted 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, no, I don't think I can do any stopping in the middle. Oh, sorry. I think the UI will not respond. I mean, I'm doing sleeps on the main thread. Yeah. Yeah, maybe the others are just too long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know why I'm getting 9 plays when I hit 8. When I loop over 8. But, okay, well, that gives us something to look at. Maybe we got to convert this MP3 to a wave if for whatever reason, it may be just the way it loads them in and it just takes long to convert a wave or something. I don't know why it's playing 9 when I said 8. We got to do this on the main, off the main thread. Might need to stop the sound first. Yeah, that's true. Is that going to help? Maybe I should put that down on the bottom. Take one more run. All right, but anyway, we'll pick up there tomorrow. If this toolkit can do it, I think it's close. I mean, the thumps were promising. We wouldn't do the repeat there. We'd have to do it with a timer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. I have to keep trying things. Okay. But maybe I need to stop it the first time too. It's alternating 2s and 1s. That was with a 2. All right. I didn't think it was. I thought only if you did the repeat count, or maybe there was some other setting for that. That was 2. Okay. We'll look that up tomorrow and look at subsonic. But I feel like we're close. We don't have the patterns kicking in, but we have the concept of playing these sounds, and we need to look into, what's the, if they take too long, is that the problem, or what's going on there? But I'm pretty confident we'll get done tomorrow with this. I think we're in good close shape. All right. Well, thanks for being here today, and tomorrow 2 to 4:30 Eastern, 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Have a good evening. Good night.